So do you think you'll be able to smooth over New Zealand's fears about Britain joining the common market by promising them, say, that their trade will be accepted?
Well, I've just this moment arrived from New Zealand, and I've had 3 days of very good, frank talks with the New Zealand government, and I think if you asked them, they would say that our talks had very thoroughly cleared the air and removed quite a lot of misunderstandings and anxieties.
So will you be able to offer Australia the same safeguards?
Well, I'm just arrived to talk about that very thing with Mr. Menzies and the Australian government, and I think you do better to put that question to me when I go away and not just at the moment of my arrival.
So many people are suggesting that Britain's economic tie-up with the common market will lead to, shall we say, a political alliance, and could also lead to the end of the British Commonwealth. What are your views on this?
All I can say is if we had the slightest thought that it could have anything like that result in any sense, we wouldn't touch the thing with a barge pole. But first of all, we haven't come to any decision to do anything of that kind, and I can assure you that our whole belief is that if we did decide to have negotiations, and if we did lead to joining, that our object would be to strengthen and not to weaken the usefulness of Britain in the world and in its relationship with other Commonwealth countries. But I think I would like, as you've raised this point, I would like to make it quite clear, because you're rather talking as though we decided to go into the common market. No decision whatsoever of any kind has yet been taken by the British government on the question of the common market. By that I mean that we have not decided to have any negotiations even to see whether we could go into the common market. And still less have we decided that we ought to go into the common market. We take the view that this is a matter which affects not only us, but all Commonwealth countries. And that is why we are determined, before we come to any decision of any kind on this matter, to get the views of all Commonwealth governments. I myself have just come, as I told you, from New Zealand. I'm going to spend a few days now talking to the Australian government here, and then I go on to Canada and then back home. Two of my cabinet colleagues from Britain are touring Commonwealth countries in Africa and Asia. When we all get back home, we'll then be able to review together all the opinions and views of the Commonwealth governments whom we have consulted. And only when we've done that shall we be in a position to come to any conclusion on this matter.
So what kind of special arrangements do you envisage in the event of... I'm sorry, take that again. What kind of special arrangements do you envisage to protect Commonwealth trade in the event of Britain joining the common market?
Well, that's just one of the things I'm going to be talking to the Australian cabinet about. I think I should talk to them first before I talk to you, if you don't mind.
So are there any points in favour of Britain joining the common market? Which
I think we'll watch that one. That's the same. The answer's the same. All right. Well, thank you very much. I think we've done pretty well, haven't we? Thank you very much.
Von allen Kraftfahrzeugen